We all know different levels, right, of the sacrifice, commitment, and the service that this uniform represents.
The story is similar to the crossing, but in this situation we're working with active duty service members and their children. And so it's a chance for basically dad and their kids to come together and focus on basically restoring their relationship.
Restore is a workshop for service members and their child or children, because some of them come with 2 kids, where they learn survival and wilderness skills. It's also, on top of it, obviously a very strong bonding experience with their father. They have downtime so that they can play and engage in interactions that maybe they don't have the time to do at home, or maybe they're just uncomfortable doing, because it's not always a playful demeanor when you're coming home from war.
I don't think of art in terms of healing. I think of art in terms as a universal human need. Going both directions, as something that we need around us and something that needs to come out of us. So dads bring their uniforms, and the kids and dads, as they go through the Western paper-making process, break down their uniform and get a chance to talk about service, of what the uniform represents for their dads and also for them and the family. Deconstruct all that. It's all still there. Reorder it in making blank sheets of paper, and also making prints, that things that people really kind of connect to and identify as major pillars that lives are built around. The spot where we're sitting is a new art studio space dedicated just to making art.
It's a way for people to explore some of their feelings and maybe deal with some of the things that they can't talk about, and so it's kind of a safe place for people to discover things about themselves, maybe deal with some of the things that they're dealing with, and in other ways just kind of escape and get out of their own heads for a little bit. We do a ton of different kind of art. We do paper making, we have a bunch of different jewelry stuff that we do. We just recently got the clay wheel in here, so that's really cool. And then painting, drawing, just a bunch of different mediums so people can explore and play with what they're comfortable with.
You see the horrors that are going on around the world, and you train and try to make it as realistic as possible. And then put your gun and gear away, you take a quick shower, and now you're going to soccer practice. It is a difficult transition that's made nearly seamlessly every day from different special operations commands around the country. And then for, I think, our kids, my daughter just able to pull me aside and say, hey, I knew you were a medical guy, and I knew you did stuff like that, but I didn't realize that what you do is really keep everybody in the fight and help bring their spirits up when things are down. She's like, that really impressed me. That meant the world to me to hear.
When we miss birthdays, graduations, Christmases, those relationships start to separate. Not intentionally, it's almost like an unintended neglect. And there aren't any solutions out there that really cut beyond the surface to help these guys get those relationships back. So a lot of these guys who come through have been serving in a special mission unit for quite some time. Most of their children were born after 9/11. So really all these families have known is war and that impact that it has in their family. So dad constantly being gone, not really knowing what dad does, and not having the chance to enjoy a time with their dad that's completely focused on them.
With everything going on in the world, job, travel, deployment, 3 kids in the house, time with my wife, it's hard to get one-on-one time with one child. And since being deployed so often for so long, building those relationships has been very, very difficult. And Restore gives us that dedicated time. And then it also slowly introduces her to kind of an overall concept of what we in the military and special operations kind of go through. I don't think they ever fully grasp the magnitude of it. It opens up their ability to understand at the most basic sense that, you know, we go into planning, we go into execution, and then we recover, and then we do it all over again. And in some cases, this is the first connection you've made with kids based on your deployment schedule. So Restore can either provide you that reconnection if you had a good relationship with your kids. I will tell you a lot of us don't because of the repetitive nature of our deployment cycle. We don't get 1 year and then 2 years at home. We're gone 30 days, we're back 15, and we're traveling during that time period. For a lot of us, we don't ever actually connect with our kids as they start to grow. 2 years ago, I brought my then 11-year-old, and I was gone for 103 months of her life, and she was 11. So Restore was really the first time I connected.